Key point 1. Succeed without exhaustion. We all grow up in a labor cult. A working person arouses our respect, while a resting one seems lazy. Rest in the mass consciousness is associated with idleness, a waste of time, and something optional. It's time to rethink this idea. Leisure complements work, not opposes it. We must allocate the same priority to rest and toil in our schedule. It's crucial to switch from solving work issues to other activities. It releases the creative energy that brings out the best ideas. Conscious rest is essential to efficiency because there can only be focused work with timely breaks. Continuous work threatens us with distracted attention, deterioration in well-being, and decreased productivity. In the long run, this can lead to burnout and depression. That's why we should never spend weekends at the office, and we should also avoid overtime. Having pleasant and valuable evening plans is the best prevention for not staying at work longer than required. Rest can be beneficial if deliberate. For example, a walk in the fresh air, exercise, or a nap. Such a pastime restores strength, increases concentration, and allows you to remain interested in the subject of your work for a long time. We need a balanced routine with limited hours of highly concentrated work and mandatory intended breaks to feel happy and prosper. If you want to find harmony between work and leisure, this summary is for you. Key point 2. Make room for rest. Sticking to a stable routine is a guarantee of productivity. Consistent work hours help us focus better and keep a rhythm. Just as a regular bedtime enables us to sleep better, a day regime causes us to habituate ourselves. A habit enhances our creativity and forms the landing space for our muse. This way, we can concentrate on our most demanding work and assemble the conditions that will foster inspiration. Routines are effective because they don't tap into our willpower, resilience, or intrinsic motivation. The day's optimal regime saves us power and enables fast action. Habits protect the time we set aside for rest because without time out, we cannot be creative. Still, if we are resourceful with our routines, we can relax afterward. The early morning hours are most productive because of inhibition. Inhibition is our ability to stay focused on a job task at hand and suppress task-irrelevant thoughts. It is highest when we feel most alert and active, during our morning hours, and lowest when we are energy-starved and need a nap, our afternoons. Such a regime of the day, an early start and a strict work plan, allows room for rest and other activities. Embrace habits as they set the tone for creativity and focus. For example, Scott Adams, who creates the famous Dilbert comic strip, wakes up by 5 a.m. and settles into his home office by 5:10 a.m. to work 4 hours. Around lunchtime, Scott heads out to his gym to work out. He has kept this schedule for 30 years. It helped him to succeed in syndicating Dilbert in 2,000 newspapers and writing 14 books. The lives of creatives like Scott Adams show us that we can have long, productive careers if we start our workdays early and follow a well-thought-out routine. Did you know? A shared group schedule improves the efficiency and productivity of employees and helps everyone stay focused and motivated. Therefore, many people prefer to visit offices and co-working spaces. Key point 3. The best is the enemy of the good. Deliberate rest is the mindful decision to take a break between work when you still have some energy and know what task to do next. It's critical to pause before you feel exhausted. In this case, you can quickly recharge your battery and easily get back to business. This method helps to avoid procrastination and overwork. Rest is not something you do when you've finished everything else. Alex Sujun Kim Pang. During a conscious rest, taking a walk, exercising, having a snack, or lying down with your eyes closed is good. When you return to work after a short break, your concentration and mood will improve, and you will immediately be able to continue where you left off. For example, You can take a 5-minute break after every 25 minutes of focused work. However, it would be best if you also had more extended periods outside of work. It's essential to regularly take days off and go on vacation at least once every 6 months. It should be the time when you postpone your job responsibilities completely. On vacation, you don't have to check work chats or worry about unfinished business and upcoming assignments. It would help if you made time for yourself and your hobbies, health, family, and close relationships. By completely switching over, you can relax fully and then return to work with renewed vigor and inspiration. In the long run, it will only increase your effectiveness. People who neglect timely rest are at risk of emotional burnout. It is a permanent loss of energy, lack of interest, low concentration, and deterioration in cognitive abilities. Burnout can lead to severe depression. In this case, people go through a difficult illness and can also fall out of the work process for a long time and lose their position. Responsible employers should ensure that employees get enough days off. Otherwise, they'll have to deal with an office full of unhappy, inattentive, and passive workers. Of course, this will negatively impact the enterprise's profit. So watch your well-being and stay resourceful. Don't try to do all your work at once, and don't deny yourself the necessary rest. Guard your rest time, as it's crucial for rejuvenation and creativity. Let success be a marathon, not a sprint. Did you know? Psychological research has found that the optimal time for high performance, quality work is 4 to 6 hours per day on average. Key point 4. Take walks and naps to stay efficient. We must regularly take small breaks to stay at the peak of our concentration and productivity. The best way to spend an hour between tasks is to take a walk or nap. Walking relaxes and diverts the attention of our conscious minds, leaving our subconscious to solve pressing problems. It allows us to converse with ourselves when taken alone or with others. At Apple and Google, walking meetings are part and parcel of the work culture. They unleash creativity and maintain employee energy levels during the day. Answers to questions we've puzzled over for a long time often come to mind while we walk, and it may well turn out that the brilliant solution was always on the surface, but we needed to shift the focus and unwind to notice it. It happened to Erno Rubik as he walked along the banks of the river Danube. His apartment had been littered for 3 months with failed Rubik's Cube prototypes, and suddenly the right decision dawned on him when he watched the glare and ripples on the water's surface. This case demonstrates how the Wallace model of creativity works. First, we think about the problem and collect information. Then we relax and let our unconscious mind search for the best solution. After a while, ideas come to us, and all we have to do is check them for compliance with requirements. Sometimes the solutions emerge when our focus shifts away from them. Another potent tool for recharging energy and concentration during the day is taking a short nap. The best time is the hour after lunch, and the optimal duration is about 30 minutes. Too little and the nap will not be helpful. Too much and you'll feel groggy. Short naps increase our alertness and mental clarity and reduce fatigue. They also help us to absorb information and remember gained knowledge better. Did you know? Winston Churchill, Prime Minister of the UK during the Second World War, used to stop all work and nap at midday. According to him, it maintained his mental balance and revived his spirits. Key point 5. Whatever's bothering you, sleep on it. People spend about 35% of their lives sleeping. Most of us have thought at least once that minimizing sleep will help us to do more in a day. Naturally, this is a delusion. We need a good night's sleep to function normally and think sanely. In the long term, sleep disturbance leads to physical and mental illness. Therefore, going to bed at the same time daily, preferably before midnight, and sleeping at least 7 hours is a fundamental investment in your health and well-being. Of course, spending a third of your life inactively is a shame. Fortunately, Evolution took care of this and filled the sleep process with maximum benefits. Consider taking naps after lunch, when many people feel a natural drop in energy. The brain doesn't stop working even when it sleeps. While we sleep, the brain copes with stress, regulates our feelings and emotions, and looks for answers to questions that concern us. This is why we often feel relieved in the morning, hence the expression, sleep on it. We can metaphorically compare how we fall asleep to how we enter a body of water. If sleep is the ocean, its stages are the waves of the sea. There are 5 stages of sleep. The first 2 are like shallow water next to the shore. It is a brief, superficial sleep, such as when we fall into a nap while sitting in a subway. In the 3rd stage, our sleep deepens. We dream, and the brain begins its therapeutic activity. The primary process occurs during the 4th and 5th stages when our body produces growth hormones. It regenerates damaged cells, heals scratches and wounds, and fights infections. This is why, with viral diseases, doctors recommend adhering to bed rest. It's the same reason young children sleep so much. We grow in sleep. Also, during a full night's sleep, our body produces the hormone melatonin. It normalizes the immune system and neutralizes the effects of oxidative processes that lead to premature skin aging. You have to resist the lure of busyness. Make time for rest, take it seriously, and protect it from a world that is intent on stealing it. Alex Soojung Kim Pang. So, paying attention to a whole night's sleep is better, even if you have unfinished work. Remember that healthy, deep sleep in combination with daytime hours of focused work is the key to long-term success and efficiency.